Hello, what's up guys? This is Maniacs here. This is going to be part 2 of my Noob to Novice player series. This is going to be an actual playthrough on the map. Make sure I got this up. Alright. Now on this map here, I went ahead and started the map. And I got it all the way up to the final section. I didn't start any of the hives in the final section. That way I can kind of show you a little bit of the end of the gameplay. But we're going to go over the challenge. We're going to go over each area, the guns in the area, how to spend your skill points, what challenges will show up usually in that area, and how to really do those challenges the best way possible. When you first start this map, you're going to start off in this area right here. There's going to be a hive right here. There's going to be a helicopter. Guy comes down. He says his little spiel, drops the drill off, tells you to go set the nuke, and runs away like a little pansy. But he leaves you the drill so you can drill these hives. The drill is the only way that you can damage these little hives. This hive right here is technically not a barrier hive, although it will stop you from moving into this next area until you destroy it. But it is not considered a barrier hive. Those need the helicopter to come back. They'll shoot at that hive and destroy it. You can also shoot at the hive as well and help deal it damage. But in this area here, you're going to start off. There will be 2 search boxes in this area. Again, I'll flat out tell you, noob, don't touch the search boxes. There's 2 reasons why that is. 1, you don't have Master Scavenger if you're watching this and you're a noob. 2, if you do not have a primary weapon, like this one here, the MR28, and you only have your pistol and no other weapon, if you search a box, you will not get weapons attachments for that item. You will only find flares, SOFLAMs, cash, ammo, maybe a hypno knife, but I usually only find it's very rare for me to find more than 2 in a map of hypno knives, and it's pretty much always guaranteed you'll find 2. I don't know if there's some reason about that, why they only want you to have 2 at a time. I have seen more than that pop up, but I do believe that was after one of them got used. So in general, you're only going to see 2 of those on the map. Let your people with Hypno Rhino have that for the final run back. Makes that final run back much easier. If you see flares or anything or attachments lying around because your guy with Master Scavenger isn't calling shit out, go ahead and pick that up. I mean, if he left it there, he left it there. And don't be upset if they find an arc and they keep it for themselves. Again, they spent that 200 teeth for that Master Scavenger upgrade. They deserve it. Don't whine to them about getting an arc. It's random whether they're going to find one. And if they find one and you're nice, they will give it to you. Unless they're just being a general jerk, at which point there's not really much you can do about it. But you're going to start off in this area. You're going to drill this first hive. Now, I did say in the first video, make sure you're doing your challenges. You'll see when I get into actual gameplay, the challenges pop up. But in this area, there's going to be 1 of 2 challenges that's going to happen. You're either going to get, and let me just go back to my notes so that I make sure I get this right. You're either going to get one that says only use melee damage to damage the cryptids. That's going to be you need to walk up to them and stab them. I don't know if you could see there is a knife there, even though it looks like you're just punching them. But you do cut them. For the scouts, which is the only ones that'll appear in this first area, unless you're playing hardcore, which I usually don't recommend. In this area, there's only going to be scouts. They're going to take 2 melee hits to kill on your normal difficulty, which is what I usually recommend. On casual, I don't recommend unless it's like your first couple games and you're just getting a feel of things. Do a casual solo by yourself. But in casual, they'll only take 1 hit. In regular mode, they'll take 2 quick hits. And what I usually do is I run up to them, I stab them, and I back up. And they'll kind of scream at you. You run back to them again and stab them again. So that's your first challenge. That's one of the two challenges you're going to get in this area. The second challenge you're going to get is do not take damage from the cryptids. This one is a hard challenge to complete sometimes. Sometimes a few more spawn than you can deal with at once, and if all the 4 players aren't on the ball, you can die pretty easily. If somebody has a grenade turret, it's really handy for them to pop that grenade turret out, and they can pretty much kill any of the cryptids that pop up. If you playing as a noob are playing a tank, you can go ahead and throw that flare. I wouldn't throw it right away, but if you notice the cryptids come down, they'll usually go for this drill first if everyone's all the way back there, which is what I recommend. They'll usually go for the drill first. If you see them if you see more than one come down, normally the first one will go for the drill, the second one will start coming down this way towards the players. At that point, I would throw the flare. Otherwise, I would hold on to that flare. Normally, you can kill one of them, go towards the drill, you can kill that one, then the next one will come down, go for the drill, I'll kill that one, and then the next one. And I do recommend one person kind of don't shoot the ones on the drill, just wait and see if any of them come at you, and then kill those ones, because what you don't want is everyone killing the one on the drill and everyone having to reload. One of them gets too close and winds up smacking one of you guys once. That will cause almost every player that is interested in teeth to reset, because at this point you really haven't invested any time in the map. When you're playing these maps, most players are looking to get the most teeth out of the map as possible. They're not as worried about the score, but they're more worried about getting all the teeth. Alright, once you drill this one, you're going to move into this area. Now this is the area you start using. You can pick up a primary weapon. A lot of people wait until they get past the first barrier hive, because there's not very many good weapons in this area, or you have to be pretty good for them to be useful. Let's go over the guns real quick while we're in this area. The first one here is probably, everyone agrees, is the best overall weapon, although some people have their personal preferences. They like snipers, they like SMGs, they like this other thing, but for the most part this is your best general gun, and definitely one of the better guns to be for a noob. It's an AK-12, it's fully auto. You got to be careful with those accuracy challenges though, and we'll get to that in a minute once we get over the challenges in this area. But it does quite a bit of damage. It has a pretty good clip size. It's good on accuracy. The reload's not horrible. It is a little slow, but if you're weapon specialist, it's pretty damn quick. And it's just a good general overall gun. You're not gonna blow through your ammo too quick, and you're gonna deal quite a bit of damage to these cryptids. You can usually kill 3 or 4 scouts, even if you're a bad shot, with one clip. And maybe two hunters or scorpions with one clip. We can kind of come this way just because I feel like it. There's another hive that's over there. And back here, we're going to have the rocket launcher. This is only useful if somebody is running team explosives, because otherwise you're going to have to keep coming back to this Panzerfaust, or there's another area that it spawns in. That I'll show you, but I won't be able to pick it up because I haven't drilled that hive yet. But if you pick this up, you have to come back here to pick it up again if you want more ammo, unless you have team explosives. One good thing I will say about this weapon, it makes your accuracy challenges insanely easy, because it is a very large explosive radius. And any of the challenges that are accuracy challenge, as long as this just damages one of the cryptids, it will count as a hit, whether or not you actually hit it dead on. That is not the same for the grenade turret. If you have the grenade turret, you have to get a direct hit for that to count. And I believe with the other handheld, I think it's the War Machine. Yeah, the War Machine, if you have that, that will not count as a hit unless it's dead on, I believe. I could be wrong about that because I don't run that gun very often. I don't use that perk very often, but I believe that's the case. It's a very fun weapon to use if you want to play an explosive match and you're just bullshitting around. But in general, avoid this gun. You're going to get a maximum of 12 plus the one in it. For ammo, And when you pop down, if you fully max out your team explosives, you'll get 12 more rounds. Other than that, you're going to have to come back here. I think you get 6 each time you pick it up. So it's not all that great and useful in a regular match. I'm going to tell you to avoid it one more time. We're going to come around here to the other crappy weapon in this area. I don't think there's anything else over here. This FPS, it's a pump action shotgun. You have a 5-round maximum capacity. And this is the only actual gun. Now keep in mind the rocket launcher is not really a gun, although it's a primary weapon. This is the only gun that will not take the extended mags. If you have extended mags, even if you have keep valid attachments, you pick up this shotgun, you will lose your extended mags. It will take a holographic sight, I believe. It'll also take an arc and a grip. I think you'll lose and it'll take a red dot sight. So you'll lose your ACOG scope if you have one. You'll lose rapid fire. You'll lose what's the other one? You'll lose burst fire, which you probably want to lose anyway because that's so stupid. But you will keep your arc, so that's okay. You may get a shotgun challenge in this area. This is your only shotgun in this area, so you're going to have to live with it if you get that shotgun challenge. And it's a pain in the ass. The reload on this is horrible because you got to load each individual shell one by one, and it's a 5 shell. If you're a weapon specialist, it's still not that great because the reload is still quite a bit. I mean, if you're a weapon specialist and you have your reload up all the way, that's as quick a reload as like this AK-12 without that fast reload. So it's really not that great a gun. I'm going to tell you to avoid that unless you happen to have the shotgun challenge, and then dump that gun as soon as the next challenge comes up that's not a weapon challenge. Coming up here, some people like this gun, the Vepr. It's a semi-auto. It'll take all the attachments, no problem. It's not a bad gun. With the SMGs, just remember you're going to burn through your ammo a lot faster than most of the other guns. The reload's a little bit quicker though, so if you're not a specialist, you may want to pick this gun up. This is a personal preference gun. I would tend to go for the AK-12 over this gun because the AK-12 is going to be a little bit more damage and the ammo is going to last you a little bit longer. But if you are a good shot, you're good about doing bursts instead of holding down the trigger. This is not a bad gun, but honestly, I'd go for the AK-12 over that gun. Personal preference, though. That's on you. Over here, we are going to have my favorite gun on the map, and I think I don't hear a lot of people talking about this gun, but I really like it, especially now that I have all of the damage upgrades and the Cryptid Slayer ammo. It's really just a fun gun to have. It's the one I have on me right now. It won't take rapid fire because it is a marksman rifle. It is semi-automatic. So you will have to pull the trigger each shot you want to put off. Unless you put burst fire on it, which I don't recommend. You do not get... sometimes the burst fire, you'll extend your clip size along with the shooting 2 to 4 bullets, I think, depending on the gun. But with this gun, I don't believe it... No, it does increase your clip size, but you get less pulls of the trigger. And most of the time, one of those shots is going to miss. You're going to burst 2, but one of those is going to miss. So you're really, you're going to get 12 shots per clip, but you're only going to get 6 trigger pulls, and only one of those shots is usually going to count as a hit. So I really don't like putting burst fire on this gun. Some people like certain guns with burst fire, but mostly everybody leaves burst fire on the ground. This will take extended mags, it will take an arc, it'll take a red dot, an ACOG, and a holographic sight, no problem. It already has a grip. Unfortunately, the grip won't transfer to any other gun you pick up if you have keep valid detachments. So keep that in mind. So if you have a grip before you pick up this gun, and then go to pick up another gun with the keep valid attachments, you will lose that grip. So keep that in mind if you have a different weapon challenge, you pick something up. You'll see when I get to gameplay with this gun why I like it so much. But I wouldn't pick that unless I was a good shot. The reload on it isn't bad. The damage on it is immense, especially with this arc on it. I can kill hunters in 2 shots. So I could kill 6 hunters in a clip. That goes the same for scorpions. On solo, on a rhino, if I hit it dead on with all my upgrades and all that, I'll kill a little rhino in just over a clip, if not just under a clip, or maybe exactly a clip. We'll find that out in a minute. The last gun in this area, I think this is no, there's one more after this. The next last gun in this area is the sniper that's in this area, the VKS. One thing I don't like about the MR28 is it does not count as a sniper rifle for the sniper deadeye or sniper challenges, and it won't count as an assault rifle for the assault challenges, so it's not going to count for anything. Oh, somebody posted something. I don't know what that is. But anyway, let me get back to this. So this is the VKS. It's not a bad sniper rifle to have. There is a glitch with this. Let your expert and experienced players do that. But with Sniper Deadeye, it's not a bad gun to have. I'd pick the MR28 over this unless you have a sniper challenge. If you have the sniper challenge, it's not bad to have for a while. But once you get to that last area, those cryptids are coming fast and mean right in front of you, and it's really hard aiming down the iron sights in this when you have cryptids right on top of you. Over here, I believe, is the last gun in this area. This is the Vector. This is another SMG. The reload on this is, I think it's a little bit faster than the other SMG. I don't know how many bullets it carries per clip, because I don't pick this up very often unless I get an SMG challenge. Again, the SMGs, I usually find that I burn through the ammo just a little bit too quickly. So I do tend to avoid those unless I get an SMG challenge, and then I'll hold on to it for a little bit until I have the chance to pick up something else. This isn't again, this is not a bad gun to have. It's personal preference. If you like SMGs, figure out between these two, if you're going to pick one up this early, which one of those you want. The Vector will put all of the attachments on it. Same goes for the AK-12. I forgot to go over that. Every attachment in the game you can add on to this. So if you pick up extended mags or an arc, it will transfer over there, no problem. Same goes for the sights, although if you don't have keep valid attachments, you will lose attachments if you pick up a different gun. So keep that in mind for new players that don't have the extra map packs. Coming back to this Panzerfaust, I think it's called. If you pick this up, you lose everything. You don't keep your arc, you don't keep extended, you keep nothing. It all goes away. So keep that in mind. I would only ever pick up this gun in a fun match. Period. So that's all the guns in this area. Now let's go over the challenges in this area. A lot of times you'll get an accuracy challenge. In this area, it's going to be 75%, which I will even fail sometimes because if you have a fully automatic gun, even if you try to squeeze off single shots, sometimes it'll shoot off 2 or 3. And the problem with that is it won't always register those all as hits. For some reason, the game kind of glitches out for the fully automatic weapons. There's another arc there on the ground. Master Scavenger is awesome sometimes, although sometimes you won't find arcs. So sometimes I won't register those extra shots as hits. Same goes for burst fire weapons. So that really can screw up your accuracy challenges, which is why I'm going to tell you in this area, if there's an accuracy challenge that pops up, all you're dealing with the scouts, just go ahead and melee. Let your expert and experienced players take care of taking the shot. They know what to do. What a lot of times a good strategy is for the 75% accuracy in this area, somebody will either throw down a flare. At that point, unless you're told to shoot, don't shoot, because what you don't want to have happen is you shoot something that somebody's already shot and killed, half a second before, and then they're gonna register the hit, you're gonna register a miss, and that's gonna drop your accuracy to 50% between those two shots. Another thing a lot of people will do is let the cryptid get on the drill for a second. In this area, you could pretty much let the drill go the full round. Unless there's a lot of cryptids on it, it won't die. So don't be scared if they do that, and I will do that often just to make sure my accuracy is good. And sometimes I'll even do that on my first shot, just to make sure that I register the hit. So when an experienced or expert player tells you in this area don't shoot, they mean it. It's not because we don't trust your accuracy, it's because there's little glitches that you really need to know to make sure you get that hit and make sure your accuracy stays up, because it's really easy to let that accuracy slip if you're going to be taking shots. So do us a favor, don't shoot. Another one you'll see in this area is you'll see either an SMG challenge, which I showed you where those are. You'll see a shotgun challenge. I hate that one in this area because then you have to pick up that FP6, and I hate that gun. So I won't pick it up unless I have to. I'll let other people do it, but if I have to pick it up or if I don't have my primary yet, I'll go ahead and pick it up just to get that challenge complete. You might have the weapon challenge be the assault rifle, which everyone should just pick up that assault rifle if you don't have a weapon yet. It's a really good gun overall. You might get a sniper challenge in this area. I would recommend at least 2 people picking up the snipers, because it can be the drill goes kind of fast in this area, and you may or may not get all your shots off. If you're a weapon specialist, you might, but if you're another class, you may not have time to make your shots and reload and get all your kills before the hive goes down. So I would recommend 2 people get on the sniper rifle. You may have a pistol challenge as well. I think you usually only see that if people are running pistols only, but I think I see that occasionally sometimes other times. More often than not, you'll get a primary weapon challenge versus a pistol challenge. The good thing with the pistol challenge is everybody has a pistol. Even if somebody's running a 10 relic run, you have a pistol. So that's probably the easiest weapon challenge to complete. Keep in mind with the weapon challenges, if you don't have the weapon that they want, so it's an SMG challenge and you don't have an SMG, do everyone a favor and don't shoot. The expert and experienced players, if you fall down and die and start bleeding out, they will come back around and pick you up. Don't worry about it. Just stay around where those people with that weapon are. So if it's a sniper challenge, stay near the snipers. And the easiest thing to do is just keep running. Just keep running. If there's a weapon challenge, there's some guys around you, just keep running. You might fall down, but you're going to get picked up, and it's not going to be that big an issue. It does suck going down, but I'd rather be worried about completing all the challenges. You're going to get more teeth that way than the one tooth for making sure nobody goes down, or it's a personal tooth for you not going down. I can't remember how that works, but I know if nobody goes down, everybody's getting an extra tooth off of that. So that's your gun challenges in the area. You may get a prone challenge. You have to lay down flat on the ground like this. You don't have to crawl around, but you're gonna shoot. You're gonna kill the cryptids while you're prone like this. One thing I recommend is, say you got a buddy that's prone over here. Come over here, go prone right there. Aim right at him, or aim right above him. You can't kill him. You can't hurt him unless you're in hardcore mode. Go ahead and cover him. Have him cover you. One of you guys kind of cover the drill, maybe in like a triangle kind of thing. But if you're covering each other, that way you don't have to try and go from this, because you can go left to right pretty easy, but you can't go all the way around very easy. It's very slow. So you either have one to two options. You stand back up, turn around, get back down, and then kill what's behind you. Or you very slowly turn around. That's why I recommend having 2 people kind of aiming at each other. Be able to aim at the drill as well. You can cover each other and cover the drill, no problem. Doing it like this. If you get a prone challenge, The prone challenge is one of the easier challenges of the area as well. You may get a leper challenge in this area. I actually got a leper challenge earlier, so I'm not going to be able to show you what the leper looks like. But later on, we're going to do. I'm going to show you the last area and playthrough on that. The leper is going to look like a hunter. He's going to be hanging around somewhere around the edges of the map. I'm not sure exactly where. Again, I'm more of a casual expert player than a hardcore expert player. So I don't know all the spawn locations and stuff like that. What a lot of people will do when the leper comes up, the tank will use their special ability that draws all the cryptids towards you. You'll throw a flare down where you think the leper is, although I don't think he always goes towards that. Or somebody will throw down feral, and you'll be able to see him. He'll be hanging out on the edge of the map. He won't be coming at you right away. He may or may not, but you're going to be able to see him sitting there. If you see one sitting on the edge of the map, be very careful. I'm going to suggest you just call it out to your expert players that are going to be a better shot and have a better weapon than you. If you are a really good shot and you can kill it, go ahead and take those shots, kill it, because I'd rather you kill it and I'd rather you kill it if it's gonna start running away. I'd rather you try and kill it, because then if he runs off, you have no chance of killing it, versus calling it out and I can't get to it and it runs off the map anyway. When that challenge pops up, you only have 30 seconds to kill that leper. So you really need to be on the ball and get that challenge done as soon as possible. I am not at 100% complete rate for that challenge, but I get it about 80% of the time, I think. There are some times he'll just pop up and you won't even see him on the map, and that just happens. Although that doesn't happen all that too often. One of the next challenges you get in the area, which is one of the more annoying challenges, is shoot the cryptids while they're in the air. The reason why this is hard is because you have to skeet shoot them basically. They're going to be jumping when they come over this fence. I seem to get that a lot when I'm on this hive over here, if we're getting that hive. They're going to jump over this fence, unless you have a weapon that's going to shoot it once and kill it, like this MR28 fully upgraded with the arc, Cryptid Slayer and all that. This will kill those scouts in one hit, no problem. Unless you have something like that, you're going to have to shoot it a few times and then pray it jumps again and shoot it again. One thing I like to do to try and make them jump as much as possible is I'll get up here, I'll let a few of them come at me, I'll shoot them as they're coming at me, I'll jump down here real quick. You won't take falling damage unless you have a relic enabled, and they'll jump at you again, and then sometimes you can, if you don't kill it, sometimes you can run back up here, it'll sit there, scream at you, and then it'll jump again, and sometimes you get a second shot to kill the same one. The other thing that I would recommend is let the and I'll say it again, let the engineers do it, let the engineers turn on the traps. Sometimes the traps will glitch, they'll jump over it and it'll kill them as they're jumping over it, and it'll count as them being killed in the air. So if you get that challenge, I do recommend turning these traps on, even though it's going to take away from your ability to do this little trick here and make them jump up and down. But it pretty much, if you have the traps on, you almost will get, you'll get like 3 kills just off of that on average. That's not guaranteed, but it usually seems to be the case. So then you only got to kill like 2 of them doing this little platform trick. The next one, and this is insanely easy in this area, is kill the cryptids with traps. There's 2 traps right here. There's a fire trap up there. I think that's it for traps in this area. Just let your engineer pop those traps. The engineer might stand on this. They're not going to take damage. If you're not engineer, which as a noob or even a novice, I don't recommend you're the engineer. You'll take damage if you stand on this spot. So don't stand on that spot unless you're an engineer. Just stay in this area. They'll kind of come across. You'll kill enough, no problem in this area, because enough of them are going to spawn over this way and over that way that these traps are going to take care of them, no problem. If need be, if you're getting towards the end and people have, if you're getting towards the end around, people don't realize that it's a trap challenge, and you need to kill a few, you can just run out here, aggro a few, run back over this way, jump over this. You might take a little bit of damage, but it won't be that much. And then they'll just die when they're running over it. They're scouts at this level, they're going to die pretty easy. So that's a trap challenge. It's really easy in this area as long as people are paying attention. Another challenge you might get is kill the aliens with the turrets. You got the sentry guns that you can use. The vultures will also count. You also have turrets right up there. There's one. There's one up in that nest up there, and there's one up there. In general, though, most people just use the vultures and sentry guns. Your grenade turrets will also count, and your portable turrets as well. But most people don't run those. In general, the only reason why you might have an issue with this challenge is if your expert or experienced players are running no machines and nobody else is running the vulture or sentry gun. If that's the case, what I recommend is somebody hopefully has a flare, or you have a tank. They stand in they throw the flare or stand in the area where that turret's going to be able to hit. Somebody get up on that turret and go ahead and kill some people. I think you only need 5 kills with the turret. Maybe 10 at the most. I think in this area it might only be 5 though. So it's actually pretty easy for you to get it and only have to buy the turret once. You only get like 200 some rounds each time you buy it. And once you use them, you gotta buy it again. Be careful if you're on one of the actual man turrets, because the cryptids will come up behind you and start eating at you, and you won't realize it sometimes until it's too late. Again, it's good playing with experienced and expert players, because they'll usually cover your ass if that's the case. So that's how to deal with the turret challenge. While I'm here, another thing to do with your sentry guns as a new player, I do recommend the sentry guns until you get the vulture upgrade, because they're more bang for your buck. Although the vulture upgrade, the vulture, even without the upgrade, you don't have to babysit like you do the sentry guns. But a good placement for the sentry guns is right here. The sentry gun will not take damage from this electric fence, and if an alien gets on it, cryptid gets on it, the fence will kill it before the cryptid will kill the sentry gun. There's another spot right here that you can put your sentry gun and aim it out this way, and that makes your sentry. That's where you want to place your sentry guns, in this area. If you're doing like that hive up there, you probably want to put them up there somewhere and just babysit them. This one here, I'd say go ahead and put your turrets there and there, because the cryptids are going to come down from this area, which you're going to be able to kill no problem. They'll come down from here a little bit, but from the most part, they're going to come from this area over here, and over here. So those you're going to get some crossfire with your sentry gun if you place it over here. And there's the other turret right up there. They both kind of face in towards this. Another reason why I say have your tank or your flare over in here, because if need be, you can have 2 people on the turrets both shooting in the same area. Now, as for this area, the only other thing I'm going to say is you're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, plus the very first hive in the beginning. That are going to be in this area, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spots that you may have to drill. 2 of them you won't have to. 3 of them you will. It's going to be random every time in this area, except for that very first one will always be in that location. The other ones are going to be random between where they are. You got one here. This one's pretty easy. I usually like doing this one first. The good thing with this one is the cryptids will only spawn from this direction, so you don't really have to cover your back unless one of them gets around you. They will sometimes, every once in a great while, get through this little hole here and come around, but for the most part, that's not the case. So that's that hive there. That's pretty easy. This hive here is pretty easy as well, because you're only going to have 2 directions they're going to come from over there and over there. And every once in a while, one's going to jump off this roof, but for the most part, you're going to see them coming a mile away. And the only reason why you're going to have a problem is, I usually say, 2 people watch one direction, 2 people watch the other direction, and then you shouldn't have a problem. The only way that you will is if you have some coming from this way, some coming from this way, and then if a couple of them jump down from here, even then you're going to be able to take care of them no problem. And the only other time that I usually have an issue with this area is if there's some kind of challenge that really is hard. Like if it's a leopard challenge, you need 2 people working on that, and the other 2 people are trying to cover in here. It sometimes can be a little bit hard because you'll reload at the wrong time and then you'll get swarmed by a bunch of cryptids. It can get kind of nasty, but for the most part, this hive's still kind of easy too. I usually will do that one second. The next one I'll usually do is this one up here. The good thing with this one is the cryptids usually spawn from over here, but for some reason when you do this hive, they usually won't pop up directly behind you back here. They might come around, they'll spawn from over here, but they'll usually spawn from over that way. Every once in a while you get one coming around behind you and they'll get you, but for the most part they're going to spawn out from that way, so it's pretty easy to cover for this one too. Keep in mind as you do each hive, in each area, each hive is going to get harder and harder and harder. So there is a little bit of a reason why I do these in order. I try to do it from the easiest to the hardest, because I'll show you why. You kind of saw why, but I'll show you again once I get to the last area. Yes, I am playing on the Xbox One. I had this for the 360, and I really liked Extinction mode, and I just bought one a couple weeks ago. I saw that. Sorry, I'm talking to somebody that popped into my chat real quick. I saw that my season pass would transfer over, so I had everything unlocked. I only had to repurchase the game. I picked one up, a used copy up for like $15 from GameStop. So for me, it wasn't a bad deal. I really love this mode a lot. I wish they would have done this in Black Ops 3. I would have picked up Black Ops 3 in an instant. Had they expanded on Extinction mode, but they chose to go more of the, from what I hear, the Call of Duty advanced kind of zombies. So I'm probably going to avoid Black Ops 3 until there's some kind of a price drop on it. Maybe I'll pick it up. I can't invite you right now. Right now I'm doing solo. I'm doing kind of a noob series. But after this game, we'll go ahead and, if you stick around, I might do a match after this. I probably will. Because I'm going to be pretty pumped after this. I love this mode. This mode is so fun. So sorry about that little offshoot there, but back to the little tutorial thing that I've been doing. This hive here is usually pretty easy to get, although it is kind of in the middle of everything. I usually like doing this one second to last, or usually pretty early, because they're going to come from all directions. They literally will. But because they're coming from all directions and you've got kind of open lines, it's usually pretty easy to see them from far away. Although if you got people running off trying to do challenges and stuff, they'll get swamped. The last hive I'll do in this area is this one in here. If it pops up, it almost always does. But sometimes it doesn't, because you're going to have these traps to help you out for coming with the cryptids from this direction. Although you will, annoyingly, the cryptids will spawn up here. Well, they'll spawn behind this area, get up on here, and jump down in. They'll also come through this little hole over here, so you do kind of watch your back. But for the most part, I do this one last because that's going to be where the most cryptids spawn. And these fences, if your engineer has the upgrade just a little bit, their engineer upgrade, it'll eat through a lot of the cryptids, no problem. One of the little things with the arcing stun ammo I've noticed is if you have the arcing stun ammo, and one of the cryptids gets on one of the fences, it seems to arc from that point on. I don't know if that's the case without the arcing stun ammo, because I always forget to shut it off to try that. But it's a little nice. I don't know if it's a glitch or it's intentional, but that's a little nice thing to know if you are going to run engineer. You'll do a little bit more arcing damage that way. That's pretty much in this area. There's a couple other glitches and stuff like that, but this is kind of a noob series to just kind of teach you the basics of the game, so I'm not going to go over that right now. This right here is going to be a barrier hive. You won't be able to get through this at first. You're going to have to shoot it a butt ton to destroy it. There's going to be a helicopter come down. It's going to shoot at it. You're going to see your next version of the cryptids, the scorpions. Those are the ones that throw gas at you. They're kind of annoying. I went over them a little bit in the first video I did. Kind of talked about them. But they're a little bit tougher than your scouts, but they're not crazy tough. They shoot this green gas down that you're going to have to avoid. We'll show you that when I do the gameplay part of this in the last area. But a lot of there's not a lot of scorpions that spawn, but there will be a few. And if they do wind up scaring that helicopter away, because they'll be aiming for that, they'll scare it away, and then they'll all of a sudden be like, oh, there's like 5 scorpions here, and there's a whole bunch of players, and they'll flood this area with a whole bunch of gas. So you gotta watch it in on the hive, unless you got some pretty good players. Make sure you kill them with those scorpions. Don't worry so much about the guys on the ground. You'll kill them. Just worry more about these scorpions. They like staying up here. They like being on this sign. They like being up here. And they like being up on this rock here, although they usually won't stick around there. They'll normally jump off and go up on this sign a lot. And then sometimes they'll come on the back of this sign. You got to kill them off of that. But for the most part, listen to what the other people are telling you. If they tell you shoot the hive, shoot the hive. If they tell you pick up the propane tanks, a lot of people like storing them right here. They've all gone because I've finished off both barrier hives. One little thing I've noticed, once you finish off a barrier hive in a certain area, any of the propane tanks you didn't that were in this area to begin with are now gone. Whether you touched them or not, whether you blew them up, try that for yourself one time. But I found that out. I was like saving all my propane tanks up one day to use in the second barrier hive. I thought I was going to be all smart. I came back here, I looked around for all the propane tanks, they're all gone. I was like, what the heck? I tried it again, same thing. So there's a little bit of a glitch. If you have one in your hands as this hive is destroyed, you'll get to keep that one. You'll get one extra, but it's honestly not worth it. It's not enough damage for you to bother. But that's one little thing you can learn and kind of tell people about with those propane tanks. They just kind of disappear when the round ends. It's kind of silly, actually. But listen to your team. They'll tell you go ahead and shoot the hive. They'll tell you cover me. They'll say move the propane tanks. You're a noob, so you got to listen to them if you want to learn the game. Once you get a few games under your belt, you get 20, 30 completes under your belt, then you pretty much know what you're doing. And at that point, if people are telling you what to do, you should probably watch this video again and, listen. One thing I forgot to go over is spending your skill points. In my last video, we went over what each of these is and what they mean. But just real quick, to spend your skill points, you're going to hit the menu button. I don't know what it is for the PlayStation 4, but it's going to be your back button on your Xbox 360. You're going to hit that. You're going to select the thing that you want to spend your point on. You're going to hit the A button. I think I'll go ahead and spend this point real quick, even though I don't want to, just to show you. And it'll kind of tell you what it is, but honestly, if you're sitting here reading this, in the middle of a round, stop being a noob. Wait until the end of the round when the drill's not drilling, when no cryptids are spawning. But what you do is just select the one that you want to. It'll automatically go to the end one. I can hit left, it won't do anything. You hit A and it spends the point, and the next one will look red. When it looks white and there's a box around it, you can spend the point on it. Except that one, it says maximum level achieved at the bottom. That means that you can't upgrade it any further. It's already at the +4. Mostly for people running armor, please max that out first. Then it's kind of personal choice. I'll usually say avoid ammo unless you are being the ammo person. Because otherwise you're going to be wasting your skill points. It never hurts to spend the points on your class. And other than that, I might spend them a little bit on, at least get to the very first one on your pistol. Spending it on your machine is pretty good too. Especially getting it the Vulture to a +3 with a longer operating time, or your Sentry Gun if you max it up all the way where you can get 2 of them. But I'd probably go for your class first and then come back to this one, depending on it. And again, it's almost personal preference. The only thing, again, I'm gonna tell you, listen to your team, tell them what they want to do, but it's never gonna hurt as a noob once you get this armor unlocked for you to be running armor and max this out as quick as possible. It only costs you $1,000 to throw out armor. At a +4, it'll fill up your armor all the way. If you get in a tough spot, you throw armor just before you go down. Hey, look, you can run away from whatever's killing you. So that's the little bit about spending skill points and all that. You'll get familiar with this after a while anyway, but I will recommend you just spend a little bit of time, get to know, play a few games in solo, get to kind of know the skill points when you don't have other people on the line, and just remember, don't spend your skill points in the middle of a round, unless you can do it really quickly. Once you get to the experienced or expert level. I think the first thing we're going to do in this area is go over the guns again. I'm not 100% where the guns are because, again, experienced casual player, I don't usually pick up most of the guns in this area. We have the SA-805. This one is a fully automatic. It is an assault rifle. I personally don't like this gun as much as the AK-12, but if you do get an assault challenge in this area, you don't want to run all the way back to the AK-12. This isn't a bad gun to pick up. It just seems to have a little bit less ammo in the clip and therefore a little bit less ammo overall versus the AK-12, but I think it does a little bit more damage. It will accept all of the attachments. So if you have keep valid attachments and you pick it up, you're not doing anything bad. Then we're going to come over here. This is one of my second favorite guns, although I almost never pick it up, is the IA-2. I don't know if it's a marksman rifle or considered an assault rifle. I think it's considered an assault rifle. It is a single shot. It won't take rapid fire, but I think it'll take all the other attachments. It does quite a bit of damage and has a pretty good clip size. I may be getting those two guns confused because, again, I don't purchase them too often. This may be the fully auto and the other one may be the semi. But this one isn't a bad gun either. Personal preference if you want to get that one. Coming over here is one of I probably say this is one of the more underrated guns, the Bulldog. The reason why I say it's underrated is if you hit a cryptid point blank with this gun, you're dealing a lot of damage. If you have Cryptid Slayer and Arc and all of the upgrades, you're going to kill your Hunters in 2 shots and your Scorpions in 1 shot, and you can turn away, and the incendiary damage will kill them over time. The reload on it is also pretty quick. It's one of the faster reloads there is. The downside is it is only 6 shots per clip, but the other upside is because it is a shotgun. If you have somebody that has Cryptid Slayer ammo or explosive ammo, you pretty much, if you aim in the general direction of a cryptid, it'll count as a hit. So if you get an accuracy challenge in this area, this isn't a bad gun to pick up. Or you get a shotgun challenge, it's not a bad gun. It may not be the best gun if you don't have those weapon upgrades or you don't have somebody with Cryptid Slayer. But overall, I think it's underrated. I think it's a little bit better than people give it credit for because of the reputation on multiplayer for it. I believe it will accept all the weapon attachments except for rapid fire. It will not get burst fire. It's shotgun, so what do you expect? And it won't take an ACOG scope, but it will take the red dot and the holographic sight. And it will also take a grip, although I don't think you notice a difference if it takes the grip. So just keep that in mind if you pick up that gun. Again, I think it's an underrated gun, and I kind of like it. Some people are like, why are you picking it up? But for me, I'm not the 100% best shot in the world. So if it's an accuracy challenge, for me, it's a good gun to pick up. Now we have the CBJ MS. This one, this one's a SMG. I believe it takes all of the attachments without a problem. And all the sights. Again, I usually don't recommend SMGs in Extinction because you burn through your ammo so fast that you're going to be calling out for ammo like crazy. I usually see that when I play with people that like the SMGs. So if you are an SMG player, I would definitely recommend making sure one player is running standard ammo, preferably you, while other people are running either Cryptid Slayer or specialty ammo, because that way you're going to be able to stack your ammo together. Versus if everybody's running specialty, you're only going to have the specialty ammo. So that's why I would recommend if you run an SMG. This isn't bad at SMG. Again, I say it's usually personal preference whether you want to pick up an SMG or not, but it's not a gun you have to avoid. And if you get an SMG challenge in this area, it's not that bad to pick up. That's just an ACOG scope. There's a couple more guns back here. We have the Bison. This is another SMG. I think it's a little bit better than the CBJ, but again, I usually don't pick it up because the SMGs just burn through your ammo so much quicker. I do believe it will accept all of the attachments, no problem. So again, personal preference, and everything I said for the CBJ applies. Now we're going to go to what can be, this is another launcher, kind of like the Panzerfaust in the first area. I like this one a little bit better than the Panzerfaust if you are going to run an explosive game, which is fun to run sometimes, but remember, you're not going to get as much teeth doing so, and you're not going to be able to pick up weapon detachments. It's a noob tube. It's fun. The reload's pretty quick. But you have to basically set up your game for doing this. Every once in a while, I like playing one of those games because it's just fun watching explosions all over the board. But unless you're going to run one of those, you should never pick up this gun. Well, weapon, because it's not technically a gun. You will lose all of your attachments if you pick up that weapon. Keep that in mind. Now we're going to go to probably overall my favorite gun in this area, although I don't always pick it up. The M27 IAR. This one is an LMG. The reload on it isn't horrible, but it is a bit longer. It does a little bit less damage per bullet than the AK-12, but you're going to have 100 rounds per clip in this with 400 max plus the 100 in your clip. So you're going to have a lot of ammo to waste. If you are a weapon specialist, this is a good gun to pick up, especially if you have an LMG challenge. I'll usually pick this up and I won't ever switch it out. It will accept all of the attachments. Do not, for the love of God, put burst fire on this, because that's just a waste. It's a waste of a perfectly good fully auto fire. The other good thing to put on this is rapid fire. If you're a weapon specialist, use your ability. You got an arc on it. You can, if I fire at it as a weapon specialist with an arc, cryptid slayer, and all that, I'll get the hive all the way down to half using my weapon specialist ability and all the bullets that were in the gun to begin with. Then I'll reload, I'll shoot it with another clip worth, and it'll be down to about a third health at that point. That's on top of some of the other stuff other people are doing, but within the span of about 15 seconds, that hive is going to be almost gone, that second barrier hive. So it is a pretty good gun to pick up. Watch the reload on this. And I avoid it unless I am a weapon specialist, but I like running a weapon specialist a lot, so I usually will pick up this gun a lot. The other thing to keep in mind is where it's an LMG, it's a bigger gun, you're going to move a bit slower. Hi, Fat Dragon. I don't know if you're still watching this or not. But this is a pretty good gun to pick up. In this area, it's probably one of the better guns. Alright, now that's with that. We're going to go on to the challenges you're going to find in this area. It's going to be a little bit different area to area. I've noticed the challenges will be on the same lines than as in the first area, but it'll be slightly different. One of the first ones you'll see is, I know I've seen melee scouts in this area, and I want to say I've seen melee a scorpion in this area, and that one's pretty self-explanatory. You just got to make sure to melee that scorpion or scout, or the 5 or 10 scouts, excuse me, in this area. What's up? I'm doing like a tutorial video for noobs for Ghost, the Extinction. Hopefully we'll get some more players on this, because I do know that it's dying out, but I really love this mode. I want it to live. So in this area, you're going to get the melee challenge sometimes you won't. Just walk up to them, stab them, walk away. If it is a scorpion, you have the tank upgrade. You can pop that upgrade or pop a flare, bring that scorpion down. Just go ahead and melee the crap out of it, and it'll die pretty easy. So that's a pretty easy one to get in this area. I think you'll see the accuracy challenge in this area. It'll be the 50%, I believe. So it's a little bit easier to get in this area for your noobs. And easy players. I'll go ahead and say don't shoot, just keep stabbing. If you fall down, we'll pick you up, don't worry about it. It's gonna suck, I'm sorry. Once you get up to the novice level, you might be able to start taking shots, although I'll still say don't. Your experienced and expert players should be able to get some shots off. If you're an experienced or expert player, pick up this bulldog. It's fun to use on an accuracy challenge, and having everybody say, "Who's shooting? Who's shooting?" And you're just like, dude, if I aim in the general direction of something and it's not dead, it's a hit. So that's your accuracy challenge in this area. If you get it, I'm not 100% sure if you get it in this area, but I'm going to mention it because you might. Another one that you might get is keep a random player from going into last stand. That's where you've taken enough damage to go on the ground prone, but you haven't actually bled out to the point where you can't even shoot your pistol. It's a little bit hard to do, but I do notice it tends to pick the best player for it to say for them not to fall down. So as a noob, you usually don't have to worry about getting this challenge because you're not the one that we need to cover. It's usually one of the better players. I swear every time that I get this challenge and I have armor or medic, I'm the one that gets picked. And I'm like, I have fully upgraded armor and I'm medic. I'm not going down anytime soon. Or if you also have the fully upgraded armor, keep popping that out as much as possible. Not like every 2 seconds, but like every like 30 seconds. Just keep... yeah, I think there is an accuracy challenge in this area. Just go ahead and keep throwing down armor every like 30 seconds, or if somebody says armor, go ahead and throw it down. It's only $1,000. You're gonna rack that up pretty easy, no problem. Just make sure you always keep in $1,000 at least, in case somebody really does need that armor. Say they got a couple seekers on them or something like that. You may also get the don't bleed out challenge in this area, but I don't believe so. We'll go over that more when we get to the next area, because that's where you most experienced and expert players can still screw up that challenge, and we'll get to that. You may get the trap challenge in this area. I think this area is a little bit easier to do the trap challenge than the first area. You got these two nice electro traps right here. All you got to do is aggro the cryptids over these two electro traps, and they'll die. The scouts will die in one hit, no problem. The scorpions may jump over it, just walk back across it, or worst case scenario, go over like this. You'll take a couple ticks of damage, not that much. Just go ahead and aggro them. You'll get that pretty quick, and then you don't have to worry about the challenge. Let your engineers do the traps. Don't do it yourself, unless you see people being complete idiots and ignoring the challenges. But at that point, you should probably just log off and find another match to play. You may get the turret challenge in this area. There's a turret up here. You can kind of see it there. There's another one all the way back here. And I believe there's one more. Yep, all the way over here, over here. All the way back there, up there. Again, I'm going to recommend pull out your sentry guns. And while we're on that fact, great placement for a sentry gun is right here. Just like in the first area, you're going to put your sentry gun right here. The trap, when it's on, is going to take care of your sentry gun. Any cryptids that get on it are going to die before they're going to kill it. You can aim one, like I usually aim one over this way, and then aim one kind of over this way to cover that hive a little bit. That's a good placement right there. Other than that, if you know anywhere you place them, you're pretty much going to have to babysit unless there's fire that some people set off, although I usually don't. Right here, you could put them in that. But for the most part, just stick them right here. One thing I want to mention with your sentry guns, watch them if you get one of the challenges that requires like a weapon challenge or something like that, because your sentry guns are going to steal those kills away from you. What you want to do at that point is go ahead and pick up your sentry gun and just face it away from everything. It might die and that's going to suck, but I'd rather complete the challenge, and because you can always get more money. You can't. If you lose one challenge, you're going to lose out on 3 or 4 teeth, I think. So that's kind of annoying to spend an hour playing in a match to lose out on 4 teeth over $2,000, which you're going to earn back in less than a minute anyway. So again, with your trap challenge, if you get one of those trap challenges and you have a sentry gun here, pick it up, move it. let those traps take care of it, or just turn the sentry gun to where, like this way, where not very many of those cryptids are going to spawn, and then they'll aggro onto that sentry gun, and the trap will kill them. So actually, you'll be helping out that challenge for that one. So you may get the turret challenge again. Vultures and sentry guns, if need be, use those turrets, but 9 times out of 10 I don't have to, so I almost never buy the turrets, the actual turrets. And remember also, grenade turrets count as turrets, and your portable turrets count as turrets. Sentry guns count as turrets, and vultures count as turrets. So you have all kinds of turrets you can use. You may get a propane tank challenge, and I don't think I went over this in the first area, but you're not going to see them here because they've already gone. You're going to have propane tanks. I'm going to show you the easy places for people to hide, although I'm going to tell you just let the experts and experienced players deal with this challenge. Just kind of aggro the cryptids, get them near your expert and experienced players that have the propane tanks if you get that challenge. Normally they're going to hide them either in this little truck, in this wall here. You won't see them. You can throw them in there. They'll go down in there. You can pick them up. You kind of walk right here. You can pick them up. And then some people I know store them up in there behind a mattress. That one is pretty impossible for you to get a random shot and blow them up, but it is a little bit harder to get those propane tanks down here and over to the hive for when you got to kill the hive. In general, when you got the propane tanks, the best thing to do is, throw your propane tank down, throw like a flare right near it, get a whole bunch of cryptids right on there, and as soon as that flare dies, wait until the flare dies. Wait until the flare dies. Run right past that tank, blow it up. You're going to take a little bit of damage, but it'll probably kill. I think you need 10 kills with the propane tank. It'll pretty much get 5 off the bat if you do it right away. The other thing to keep in mind with the propane tank challenge, when you blow that propane tank, it's not just going to explode and go away. There's going to be a little flaming pool. If you run those cryptids over the flaming pool, you'll take a little bit of fire damage. You run them through that, a scout through that. They'll take enough damage, they'll die. It'll count as a propane tank kill. Even though they didn't die from the explosion, they'll die from the flames from the explosion. So it still counts as a propane tank kill. So a lot of times, if you do this just right, you'll only have to waste 1, maybe 2 at the worst propane tanks to get all 10 kills. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in this area it's 10. If you get in the first area, it might be 5, but I think it's 10 as well. You'll also get the prone challenge in this area sometimes as well. Again, I recommend finding a buddy, looking at your buddy, getting on the ground, cover your buddy. They'll cover you. It's great. Go in an area where you can also cover the drill, and you really don't have to worry too much about that challenge. Though in this area you're going to have scorpions that'll sometimes shoot you, so you're not going to be able to just sit there forever and shoot. You're going to have to get up and move from time to time. But as long as you're paying attention and get down and kill as many as you can while you're down, you'll be fine. You'll get it. One thing to keep in mind as well, your turret kills will not count for the prone challenge. I believe, and casual expert player, I believe if you're the engineer and you get a trap kill while you're prone, it will count. But I could be wrong at that, so don't take my word for it. Try and experiment on your own, but pretty much just make sure you're prone, kill as many as you can. If you need to, get up, move around. This is one thing where these trophies, I didn't go over those, but those are good at. You put that trophy down. If the scorpion shoots his gas at you, it'll kind of like just explode, and it won't release the gas. You won't take any damage. So the trophies are good for this challenge, although for the most part I ignore the trophies when they're lying there. So that's one of the other challenges you get in this area. You get the weapons challenges. We already went over the weapons in this area. Again, you could probably get away in this area just one person having the weapon, as long as nobody else is really doing any more than need be for shots and kills. But in general, you want to have 2 people on that weapon just to make sure you get it. And for the most part, it's usually going to be a shotgun challenge. I swear I've seen it where it's been the semi-auto challenge. Or it might be the LMG challenge. And all those are usually pretty good guns. Oh, it might also be SMG. And again, if it's a pistol challenge, everybody has a pistol anyway, so that's not usually an issue. The good thing is if it is a weapon challenge, they've added an update where if you don't have the weapon, or I think sometimes even if you do, you'll look around, you'll see these orange like cryptid heads that are right over the gun that you need to pick up for the challenge. Do keep in mind it'll pop up. I do believe it'll pop up even if you have a valid weapon. So that doesn't mean go and pick up that weapon. That just means that that's one that you need for that challenge. This one you may also get the aliens in the air challenge. Like in the first area, this fence kind of glitches, and sometimes the best thing is just keep jumping over this like this. Get those scouts to jump over it, and eventually you'll just get the kills that way. If need be, you can come over to this. Although this is a little bit harder than in the first area. Jump up here, they'll jump to you, jump down, shoot them as they're jumping off to get you. But for the most part, if you just keep jumping over this fence, they'll wind up dying. Enough scouts will wind up dying, it won't be an issue. And again, I don't know if that's a glitch or if that was intentional, or maybe it's just they jump and they're so close to the fence they just die anyway. But that's the best way to solve that challenge in this area, the jumping challenge. I usually won't get it if it's on this high back here. One of the little things I've noticed, if you have the drill back there, all your players are up here, like in this area, no cryptids will spawn back there by the drill. They won't even go near it. They're going to stay over here where you guys are. So if you're doing that back drill, it's actually good not to put up any sentry guns or anything back there. Just stay over here with everyone else and kill all the cryptids. They won't even go back there towards that drill. You may get one or two stragglers go back there, but pretty much you got one of the expert experienced players, you got a good shot down that way. They'll be able to kill that cryptid no problem. You won't even take it. I've had games where they don't even go anywhere near that hive if you're standing over here. You may get the leper challenge in this area. Again, casual expert player. I know he likes hanging out up here sometimes. And I believe over here possibly, and then back there. I could be wrong with all that. You'd need to look up somebody who's a true expert to really know where all the spawn points are for that cryptid. One of the other spots he'll spawn over here. This area is where I think he glitches the most and won't show up on the map. Again, if somebody throws feral, or if you're a tank, or you have a flare, those are all great things for that challenge, for the leper. You may get in this area, do not reload. This one is a little bit tricky, because one thing you have to keep in mind is, say somebody throws specialty ammo, you pick that up and you don't have that type of ammo, it's going to reload your weapon. So you switch your weapon, you're like, oh crap, I'm going to reload. You switch your weapon, it's going to reload that weapon, because all of a sudden you have new ammo and it's going to reload. One of the tips I'm going to tell you for that one is if somebody has the Cryptid Slayer ammo and I have it at the +3, like I do, you see where it says fill current clip before adding max ammo? That won't count as a reload. So you can go ahead and pick up that +3 Cryptid Slayer ammo, and it won't count as a reload for this challenge. If you pick up any other ammo, it may count as a reload, and watch for, once you get through a clip, having your gun auto reload, quickly switch to something else. Although if you haven't switched to that gun and you've picked out special ammo, you're all of a sudden reloading that gun too, and you're screwed. You're probably going to fail this challenge. It's one of those little challenges I'll fail once in a while just because I have a brain fart moment. But for the most part, if you're paying attention and you just make sure when that timer hits, you're going to have about 5 seconds to make sure your guns are reloaded. Reload your primary, just knife it if you need to at first. And then when you get towards the end of the round, you can go ahead and shoot. If you have the LMG, you're not going to have a problem with ammo. Just be very sparing with the ammo you shoot. That's going to be your reload challenge that's in this area. I think you have 90 seconds you have to wait. It's either 90 seconds or 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's 90 seconds before you can reload. So that seems like a long time in this area, but really it's not that bad. You may also get don't use your skills. That's going to be anything using the up, down, left, right, the D-pad, including your class upgrade. Do not touch the D-pad if it says don't use skills. Do not touch the D-pad if it says don't use skills. I'm repeating that, and if you play a match with me, you'll see it sometimes. I'll repeat it to myself because I forget. I'm like all of a sudden, oh, my sentry gun's down. Let me place it. Ah, crap. We failed the challenge. I bought the vulture as the timer was coming up. If you do it really quickly, before that timer hits 0, if you buy whatever you need to real quick before that happens, it won't count against that challenge. You won't fail that challenge. Once the timer hits 0, that challenge starts. If you are in the middle of buying it, if you're in the middle of throwing it when that timer hits 0, you've failed the challenge. So be very careful with that. But every once in a while I'll even have a new moment and forget about that. In this area, by this point, if we fail one challenge, I'm not that upset. Unless we fail 2 challenges, then I'm going to get worried. But crap happens, so you just got to get used to it. Every game, you're not going to get the max teeth, so you're just going to have to get used to it. But that's your skill thing. If you see my little that wasn't what I meant to. Yeah, there's my medic upgrade. That counts as a skill. Anything that uses the D-pad counts as a skill, so don't touch your D-pad. That's the easiest way to pass that challenge. And as you get towards the end of the challenge, I'm not gonna complain if you're like, don't use your specials. Don't use your specials. Don't use your specials. Because I'll do that sometimes because I'll forget. Another similar one is don't spend money. You can use your class upgrade, like the medic one that I just used, but anything else that uses your D-pad, or if you buy any of the traps, any guns, if you buy ammo, if you come over here and buy a turret, it's going to count as spending money. In theory, you dropping money is not going to count as spending money, but I have had it glitch sometimes, or at least I've heard. I've been in matches and people have complained all I did was drop money and we failed the challenge. So be very careful about dropping money in the middle of a don't spend money challenge. I think what it could be is if you try and drop more than one bundle of money, that first one's going to disappear, and at that point it might consider it as spent. So that may be a glitch. I'm not 100% sure. Again, casual expert player, not full expert player. So I don't know 100% that kind of thing. But in general, just don't buy anything. Again, that's another one I'll have to remind myself. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. Because that one is a 2-minute wait. That is a very long time. And once you get in around and things get going, you can forget about that. Because I know I do sometimes. When you get in this area too, you'll start seeing these meteors come down, and there's seekers coming out of them. That brings us to the next challenge: is the don't get damaged by exploding seekers. Pretty much the easiest way to make sure you pass this challenge is who's ever got feral, just keep throwing feral out. You'll see those meteors come down, and you'll see the outline. Those seekers take quite a while for them to come out of the meteor, so you're going to have the expert and experienced players are going to have time to get over there, kill those seekers, and then move on. Normally out of each meteor 4 seekers spawn. If you're in a solo match, only 2 will spawn, although sometimes 4 will come out, but for the most part it's 4 for multiplayer and 2 for single player. Really only one person needs to make sure to cover each meteor, although if you've got a couple people that aren't as good, you may want 2 people on that. But what you don't want is, say if 2 meteors come down and both people are focusing on one meteor, and say this meteor drops, one of them likes dropping over here. If that meteor drops while you're focusing on a meteor that drops over here, and those seekers come out, you're going to get hit by that. One thing I personally noticed, although I swear I've had it glitch on me, is if you have your armor fully up and you get hit by a seeker, it won't fail the challenge. I could be wrong with that, but I know I've had that happen to me. But I have also had the other thing happen where I have had full armor, full health, a seeker blew up, and I still failed the challenge. So don't count on that. But if you don't be like, oh, I have full armor, I can get hit by a seeker and I'm fine. Worry about the seekers, because that I think it'll glitch. I could be wrong, but I'd rather be safe than sorry when it comes to that. Just, you know, if you see a seeker come up and he's coming towards you, you'll see him, especially if you have feral, you'll see them, they're really short, really squat, they're pretty fast, and they're blood red all over the place. Usually one shot with just about any weapon will kill them, so they're pretty easy to kill. So that's your Seeker challenge. And it is random how many meters come down. Just because you have a Seeker challenge does not mean you're going to have any more or any less Seekers than you normally would. I've had matches where it's a Seeker challenge and I literally don't see a Seeker the entire round. It's hilarious when that happens because that's the easiest way of it happening. But on the flip side, I have had it where, like, I swear 4 meteorites just about hit all at the same time, and that makes that challenge pretty damn hard. So just do the best that you can in that challenge, but that's one that I'm not 100% on getting, and it's one of the harder ones to get unless you have 4 players that are expert players or at least experienced. We want to spend money. I think you might get the drill health in this area. You just got to make sure that drill stays over 50%. Again, with the controversy of people saying don't repair the drill, this is one challenge. If that drill gets less than 65, I would say health, repair the drill. I'd rather get completionist than worry about that one tooth for repairing the drill. But if that drill is only at 75% health, the round's almost done, just don't touch it. Just leave it. Because some people are going to bitch at you and they're going to hate you and they're not going to want to play with you again. Me personally, I'd just rather repair the drill and not have to worry about it. We'll go over the hive spots in this area and the area I like to usually go in. This one I like to do first, although I don't always. You're not usually going to have cryptids spawn in this back area behind you very often. They're usually going to spawn from over here and over here. So if you stand in here, you can usually get them. There's a fire trap right there. Again, let your engineer deal with the traps. You got your 2 electro traps. So you're pretty well situated, but it's not the best spot to be in, so I usually like doing it first. This one is a pretty easy hive to get. It's easier than I think for me, it's easier than it used to be just because I've gotten used to it, but I still consider it kind of a more tricky one than the other hives in this area. And I believe there's a total of 3 hives that you need to destroy in this area, and then the barrier hive on top of that. So this is one that can pop up. We're going to come all the way over here because I'm going to show you in the order that I like doing it. Anybody listen to this, if you want to go ahead and either follow me or add me, my gamer tag is Maniacs on Xbox. I'm doing a lot of ghosts right now. I'm getting kind of used to streaming, so I'm probably going to be doing some streaming of Rock Band 4 when that comes out. I'm probably not so much going to do Black Ops 3 because I'm not as much of a fan of zombies as other people. But I'm probably also going to be doing some ghosts. I've got a few teeth to go before double class, and I'll still be sticking around, especially if I get some followers and some viewers on my streams. I'll keep doing these. Probably eventually they'll just be gameplays, and then I'll be inviting people. But that's more for a later date. But if you want to go ahead and add me on Maniacs on Xbox, or go ahead and follow me, or follow my Twitter, I think it's Maniacs. So thankfully I got that name on most of the things I'm at, just MAINEYAKS. So enough self-promotion. This is I usually wind up doing this hive first if it's here. If I remember, I'll go ahead and do that other hive if it's up first, and then do this one second. Just like that other hive, the cryptids won't really spawn from behind you, although once in a while you get a scorpion like going up here or over here, or coming around here, very rarely. Sometimes you'll get the seekers and the hunters, they'll sneak by behind you, but for the most part they're going to come from this area, from up there, and from over here not so much. So this one's a pretty easy one to do as well, but you're going to have this one trap over here to help you out, but for the most part this is just a kill alley, and you don't really have a whole lot of protection. You just gotta protect each other in this area. The next one I like doing, if it's up, is this one over here, because you have those two fences right there. That's going to kill a lot of the cryptids that come over this way. This one is in the middle. Another one that you can turn on is you can turn on this electric trap. And you got to watch out if you're not an engineer that this water will damage you. You can sneak by like going this way and kind of jumping at the right time, and you won't take damage. But honestly, as long as you're not running through it like this like an idiot, you're only going to take a little bit of damage if you do wind up in that trap. So you can turn that trap on, but most of those cryptids come over here. They'll come up from over here, not so much. They'll mostly come from over here and from over here. And a little bit from over here, but I don't think as much. But because they're going to mostly come from this way, if you turn these traps on, just stay like in this general area, they're going to hit those traps and they're going to die no problem. So this one's pretty easy. That's why I like saving it for a little bit later, because you have those traps there. You can turn that fire trap on, although I think on this hive it doesn't really do you any good. You also have another trap over here. Again, let your engineers deal with the traps. I know I'm honing that into you, but one of the minor things that annoys me is when I have noobs, they set the traps thinking they're helping me out, and it's more, I just want to try and hit all the traps at once, because I don't want to have to be like, okay, which trap is down, which trap is down. It's more, I just want to go through and hit them all at the same time. Then you're going to come back here. This one I usually like doing last. Again, I already told you that little thing. It's not really a glitch. What I notice is that the cryptids will spawn closer to the players, and they won't spawn as much closer to the drill. So it's not a glitch. It's just a random way that the spawning works for the cryptids. If you stay up over in there while this drill is going, they almost will never get on this drill. But if you have one or two people hanging out here, say it's a turret challenge, this is a really good turret to be on because you're pointed right at the hive. If it is a turret challenge and you need to actually use a turret, it's a pretty good turret to be on. But this area is kind of condensed. I don't like staying in here, so please just be up in that front area, unless there's some reason for you guys to be back here. Because it's such a condensed area, your scorpions will flood this area with that gas, and it'll be really hard to stay alive unless you're playing medic. And again, as a noob, I recommend tank or weapon specialist and not medic, because if the only thing you're picking medic for is for that scorpion gas, you're missing out on all the other abilities that the medic or that the weapon specialist can use. But again, that's not a bad turret for this area. If I have my sentry guns in here, I'll usually place them here and over here. But honestly, in this area, the sentry guns die pretty quickly, so I'll usually just leave them up in that first area, because even if you're back here, they will spawn from up there. But the funny thing is if you're up there, they won't spawn from back here. Another thing to keep in mind, if you're on this side, this is another spot that's in the middle. They're gonna spawn everywhere. There's a meteor dropping back here, and you're gonna have other things coming behind you. These scorpions love being up on these buildings, and because of the line of sight, they're kind of hard to hit sometimes. So they'll hit you and they'll freaking juke off, and you won't be able to see them. Another reason why I don't like being in this area for this hive. And then there's another spot over here that the seekers will come down from, and from this location you won't be able to kill them so much, so you're gonna have to wait for them to come over this wall before you can. So I usually don't like being in this area when this drill's going. We'll set the drill and then we'll walk up front and just deal with it from there. But if you hang back here and you can dodge the scorpion gas and kill them all, it can be tricky, but for the most part, you're not going to go down. One thing that I do like doing is coming up here, especially onto this route. You really have a good line of sight over the whole map area. You can come back here and get the drill over here if you need to. You are missing out on that one drill over there, so it won't come up here if we're on that hive that's behind that building over there. But this is a good spot to be in. If you're a good shot, you got like a long range, you got the LMG. not so much for your shotguns and your SMGs, but for your longer range weapons, this is a good spot to be in because you have really good visibility. The cryptids will come down from here, and you'll get a good shot on them before they even hit the board. And the cryptids also like coming from here. And again, if you're a good shot, you're quick on it. I've had games where we have enough people aiming right over here, and that's where all the cryptids are spawning. We'll just kill every single one of them before they even hit the board. It almost gets a little bit boring at that point, but then again, that is kind of unique to this section of the map. So that's your general strategy for this area over here. I'm trying to think of anything else I can say over here, but I can't think of anything. I'm probably going to do another video at one point. It'll be shorter. That'll show you all of the points where the propane tanks will spawn, because they always spawn in the same points. And then when we get to our experienced player level, then we'll show you where all the search locations are and all that kind of thing. But for right now, I'm not showing you that because if you're watching this, you're probably a noob, or you're pretty unexperienced. Let your guys, again, I'm going to hone it in on you again, because it is one thing that annoys me, and I won't quit the game on you, but I won't play with you again. Let your people with master scavengers search the boxes. If you don't know what that is, watch my other videos, and it'll kind of explain it. But for the most part, just let them deal with that. I'm going to pick up the drill and move this up. We're going to see in the next area, I haven't actually destroyed any of the hives yet, so we can get some gameplay going on this next one, because I know me talking for like an hour and a half is pretty boring. But it is kind of hard for me to make sure I hit every single item, and try and do gameplay at the same time. So that's why I'm kind of not trying to do both. And I'm sorry about that. And this time, unlike my first video I did, the no game to noob, I am playing this. I'm not playing this on casual. This is normal mode. I usually won't do hardcore. I feel it's not worth the teeth for the hassle, unless you're playing with all expert players. So this time I didn't wuss out because I knew I was going to be talking as much while I was drilling the hives. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for me, and honestly, I might drift off and just get a little bit concentrated during the actual gameplay, but don't worry about that. Oh, there's a funky little glitch. If you plant the hive and jump on this fence, it's only this fence, the drill will like plant like right in the middle of the fence in the air. The good thing is if you're in that first area before that barrier hive is if you're waiting on the barrier hive, you can put that drill right here. And then when you come back around, instead of me doing what I did and walking all the way around, you can come over here, pick up this drill from right there, and move on. It'll save you a little bit of steps having to walk with the drill. So if you see somebody plant that drill right here, just leave it there, because they're going to come around and grab it. No problem. They know what they're doing. Over in here, we're going to introduce the fact that you can fall off the map. I'm not going to do it myself unless I pull a noob moment. But right down there, if you fall off that, you will die. Me, where I'm on solo. When you're on solo, you get the added benefit of you start off with a single revive, and each barrier hive you destroy will give you an extra revive. So if I fall off the map right now, I'll regain those back. The problem with falling off the map is you will lose any. You won't lose your weapon. You will lose your money. I think most, if not all of it. I try not to fall off the map too often, and when I do, it's because I'm not paying attention. You will also lose any tactical and any grenades you had on you. So if you have a hypno knife, you fall off the map, you just lost one of your hypno knives. Now we're going to come back over into this area. I'm pretty sure I searched all the boxes. Let's do what we have been doing. We'll go over the weapons first, and then we'll go over the challenges. So I kind of went over in this area of the weapons, but this is the L115, like it says. It's a pretty cheap sniper rifle. It is bolt action, though, so it's a long wait between shots, but it deals a massive amount of damage. If you're a good shot in your weapon specialist, it's not a bad weapon to have, although in this area you're going to get a lot of cryptids that are going to be right on top of you. So by this point, I'm usually not, I'll have my marksman rifle, but I won't go with a full-blown sniper rifle by this point. I'll switch that off for something else. So you get the L115 right up there. That's a sniper rifle. That's not a bad gun to have, but I will say avoid it. But if you have it and you really like sniper rifles and you're good at it, I'm not going to bitch at you. Over in here, a lot of people think this is the Honey Badger. They actually switched that out and made this the AK-12 at one point during one update. From what I hear, the Honey Badger was overpowered, so and almost everybody was getting it, and it kind of killed the variety. So they switched out with the AK-12. Again, the AK-12 is a pretty good standard gun to have. It's not going to be bad, and it's a great gun to have. I think for the most part, for the longest time, this was the only gun that I picked up until I started getting used to the game. So I'm going to take a drink here. I've been talking for a while and my voice is getting a little messed up already. So if you happen to pick up a weapon in that second area and it's right before the barrier hive, you know you're going to come in this area. You got the AK-12 right there. You can go ahead and pick that up. We'll come up here. This again up here is an LMG. It's the chainsaw. Oh, one thing I forgot to say with the L115, you will lose everything except for extended mags and your arc. If you pick that up, even if you have keep valid attachments, so keep that in mind if you pick up that gun in this area. The AK-12 will accept every single attachment, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we have the chainsaw. I don't think it'll accept burst fire. Why the hell would you want to put that on this gun anyway? It will accept extended mags, rapid fire. It will not accept a grip or a sight. So you will lose those if you have them. If you don't have keep valid attachments, you'll lose it anyway. So keep that in mind. The chainsaw is expensive, but it is a chainsaw. I mean, it's not a literal chainsaw, but it's as close to that as you can get in a gun. I think in real life they call this a chainsaw because with the amount of rounds and damage this thing puts off, you can literally cut through a tree with it. So in real life it does a massive amount of damage. In this game it does quite a bit of damage. I think it does more damage than the LSAT, but it is a slower reload. So keep that in mind. Unless you're a weapon specialist, you probably want to avoid this gun. I went over this in another video, but one of the things I like to do sometimes, even if I'm not a weapon specialist, is I'll pick up that chainsaw. And again, if you have your pistol, the next time I upgrade my pistol, I can carry 2 weapons. I'll pick up the chainsaw for 1 weapon. I'll pick up the other LMG for my second weapon. I'll throw down my Cryptid Slayer ammo, and that'll refill both those guns without me actually having to reload. So I can skip that reload time, have my LMGs, and not have to be weapon specialist. That can make you pretty happy. The other thing that can make you happy is a chainsaw as a weapon specialist with an arc and rapid fire. You're just killing everything. You're freaking Rambo at that point. You have a happy smile on your face if you have that happen. We can come back over here. I think it's... No, it's not there. I always think it's there. But it's actually up there. We'll get to that one in a second. Over here you have the VKS. This is another sniper rifle. I'm going to really remind you that this is right here, and that the only thing this thing will keep and accept are extended mags and the arc. Any other attachments you have, you will lose if you pick up this gun, so keep that in mind. But in this area, if you get the sniper challenge, you need to have no less than 2 people pick up the sniper rifle to beat the challenge. We'll go over that more when we get to that challenge, but this is where the VKS is. A lot of times, if we haven't got the sniper rifle challenge in this area, I'll go ahead and stand right here while the engineer plants the drill. So if it is the sniper challenge, I can pick up that sniper rifle right away and start getting kills with it. Up here again, it's over here, is your Bulldog. Again, like in the other, I think it's a little bit more expensive than in the first area. Go figure. I do think the Bulldog is underrated, and a lot of people don't like it. I really like it if it has an arc and extended mags on it. Even if it doesn't, with if you get an accuracy challenge in this area, it's a pretty good gun to have. I think it's underrated. This gun, pick this up on personal choice. The VKS, again, personal choice. None of the guns in this area are horrible. It's all personal choice at this point. The only gun I'm going to say I never really use is the MTS 255. I always forget to pick this gun up. It looks like a really nifty gun. It's a shotgun. So if you get the shotgun challenge, I think you could pick this one up and do the challenge with it. It's like a revolver shotgun, so it's kind of interesting. It will take extended mags. You'll lose rapid fire. I believe you'll also lose burst fire, but who in the hell wants that? I think it'll take the sights like the Bulldog, so the red dot and the holographic. I don't know about the grip. I think it'll keep the grip if you have it, but don't take my word on that. It's not a terrible gun. It's got decent range for a shotgun, but more often than not, I just forget this gun is here, so I almost never pick it up. So if you find that you like it, go ahead and pick it up, and I'm not going to argue with you as long as you're getting kills and you're not dying. And then up here, I believe this one is an SMG. I could be wrong, and it's an assault, so don't hate on me for that, because I almost never pick this gun up. The MTAR X, it's not a bad gun to have. I'd pick the AK-12 over this gun, because this gun seems to eat through ammo a little bit more than the AK-12, and it doesn't have as much max ammo as the AK-12 does. So I'd say pick up the AK-12 over this one, but again, personal choice. If you like this gun and you can run it well, I'm not going to argue. Go ahead and pick it up. It's not a bad gun to have as a tertiary gun. That's going to be your second primary weapon, your third gun. Especially if you have something like something that shoots long range, like a sniper, and you want to have something that does a little bit close range. I'm not going to argue with that, although I'd rather pick the Bulldog over that for those close range shots. So in this area, now we're going to go back over real quick over the challenges, and most of these are just going to be rehashes of what we've seen before, so I'm pretty much just going to glance over those. In this one, you might get the 50% accuracy challenge. In this area, you're not going to be able to knife as much. You're probably going to want to pick up that shotgun, although you are going to have some people yelling at you for shooting for the 50% challenge. If you get those people, just listen to them and knife and deal with going down. If it's really bad, it's up to you whether you want to take the risk of them not playing with you again for taking shots. If you're going to be shooting in this area, pick up the Bulldog or pick up the other shotgun and use those. Or if need be, and I don't recommend this, but if in a pinch it does work, come down here. There's a Panzerfaust in here. Once you kill this hive, you can get down in here. There's a laptop. I pretty much ignore that laptop in the helicopters, because for me it doesn't seem to do a whole lot of extra help. And it's $6,000, so it really seems like it's a waste of money. But there is a Panzerfaust in here. You can pick that up, and again, with the Panzerfaust, any shot that damages any of the aliens is going to count as a hit. So if worst case scenario, you need to upgrade your accuracy really fast, you have extra money to blow, and you don't care about losing your attachments, run in there real quick, pick up that Panzerfaust, and start blowing the hell out of some cryptids. But do keep in mind the reload on that Panzerfaust is miserable. So unless you're weapon specialist, I'd probably avoid it. So that's your accuracy challenge in this area. The next challenge you have in this area is don't bleed out. For the most part, by this point, you have enough upgrades and stuff. You're not going to have a problem actually going down and having yourself bleed out before your friends pick you up, because they're going to have about 15-20 seconds to pick you up. Normally, if you bleed out in this area, it's going to be because you fell off the map. Over here, you're going to be able to fall off the map. Up there, if you jump over, you can fall off the map. Back over that way, you can fall off the map. I will have new moments at times over this hive up here. We'll go over it more when we do this hive. But over on this hive up here, and I went over this in the first video, from that tree to that tree and that way is death. That's falling off the map right there. Oh, that looks a lot different than the Xbox 360 version. That's interesting. Sorry about that. Tangent. If you fall off the map, it does count as bleeding out, even though you technically didn't bleed out. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Deal with it. So I will have a new moment once in a while. I'll fall off the map. It happens. Casual expert player, not full expert. So for the don't bleed out, that's pretty much the only thing you got to watch for is falling off the map. You may get a turret challenge in this area, although I don't believe you can. I could be wrong, but I don't remember getting so many of them. I'll usually see the other challenges. Again, in this area, you have a turret right up there. You have another turret down by that hive, down by the last hive. And I believe there's one more turret. Yep, right there, there's a turret. Again, for the most part, you pretty much just pull up your vultures at this point because you probably have them at least +3 or +4. Just let your vultures take care of them or your sentry guns. Oh, and there's another turret right up there. So if need be, if people are running no machines, you can use those turrets if you absolutely have to. But for the most part, I don't think I see this challenge in this area, the turret challenge in this area, so you usually don't have to worry about it. Another challenge you'll see in this area is melee scorpion. I went over that in the first area, so I'm not going to go over it excessively again in this area, but pretty much flare, tank abilities, or just run up to them and kill them. They do like being up on this building over here. They like being over there and up there. They don't like coming down and fighting a fair fight. So you may have a problem with this challenge unless you have a flare or something like that. So if you have this challenge, make it a priority that if you see a scorpion on the ground, melee it. Even if you know it's not going to kill it, do it some melee damage and try not to shoot at it. So that's that in this area. You may get a leopard challenge in this area. I think he loves coming down from this section over here, from over here, and possibly from over here. I could be wrong. Casual expert player. I don't know all of the spawn points, but I do know when I see him come down, I usually see him up here, chilling out over here up on this rock. Again, let your expert or experienced players kill that leopard if at all possible. But if he's going to run off the map, go ahead and shoot at him, and maybe we'll get lucky and he'll die. So just keep an eye on the timer. If it gets down to like 5 seconds, go ahead and kill him. Otherwise, let your experienced players try and deal with him. You may get the Seeker challenge in this area. This area is a little bit easier to deal with the Seekers because they usually stay on the ground. There's usually a meteor that comes down over here. There's one that pops down here. There's one that pops down behind the cabin. There's one that pops down right here. There's a couple more areas where they'll pop down. But for the most part, you basically just want to stay in this area if you get a secret challenge over here. It's not the best sight lines, but you're pretty much in the middle of everything. One of the meters comes down, you can get closer real quick and just pop them off. Stay a little bit away from them. Again, let your expert and experienced players take care of those. If you're a novice, it's not going to hurt if you spray and pray, but don't get in front of your other guys, because that may wind up failing the challenge. You may get a challenge that wants you to spend money. I believe it's $10,000. If it's on the final hive, it'll be $20,000. That challenge is pretty easy to complete, except unless you get on this first hive and you don't have any money. I failed it sometimes on solo because I just spent some money and then it pops up and then you just don't earn enough money through the round to complete it. So just be careful if you're doing solo. But for the most part with multiplayer, as long as everybody hasn't spent their money, you're going to pass that challenge no problem. And that's one thing I'll tell you. I usually wait until I see the challenge before I throw out ammo or armor, just because if it's a spend money challenge, if I wait 5 more seconds for that challenge to actually start, and make sure that timer hits 0 before you throw it out. I mean, you can pull it up like this and hold on to it and wait for that challenge to start, but wait until that challenge starts before you throw anything down, because otherwise you just wasted money that might have failed the challenge. Although if you have 4 players in this area, you're probably going to get it anyway. As long as it's not this first hive seems to go really, really quick. So you may want to be careful on this first hive. After that, you're going to have no problem completing that challenge. You're probably going to get a drill health challenge in this area. This one's pretty easy, and same rules apply for the first area that apply in here. If it gets less than 65%, and unless it's towards the end of the round, you're probably going to want to heal the drill up. Otherwise, just leave it alone because somebody's probably going to get pissed at you. The last challenge that you, and this is the most annoying challenge to complete in this area because it seems like this hive is so fast. And with the first hive, you don't really seem to get as many aliens as cryptids. I'm sorry, as in the later ones. And this challenge only seems to come up on that first hive. Is the sniper challenge. The only weapon challenge you seem to get in this area is the sniper challenge. If you pull it, run over here as quick as possible, pick up this VKS. If you really like the L1115, pick that up. But you pretty much, you need to have no less than 2 players pick up the sniper rifle and work on the challenge. And nobody else shoot, period. I don't care if they're on the drill. Tell me they're on the drill, I'll kill them. The only thing you should be shooting at with a sniper challenge, if you don't have a sniper rifle, is the rhino when it pops up. Because the first hive you drill in this area, a rhino is going to pop up. And that's going to be somewhere around halfway to almost towards the end of the round. I can't remember. I always forget. But you have to absolutely have no less than 2 players grab that sniper rifle for the sniper challenge. Don't wait. Do not wait. If you're halfway good with the sniper rifle, pick it up. Unless you're just miserable with it. And then at that point, let your experienced players pick it up. Tell them, hey, I'm not a good shot. Tell them to get it. But I've played solo matches. I'll get the sniper challenge on this one, and all I get is hunters, and I don't have enough cryptids to kill, even not shooting anything else, to where I'll fail the challenge. It's annoying. It happens. Sometimes in this area, I think you'll get the melee as scout. I think that's only on solo. And again, I've had it where no scout spawn. It just happens. It's random. And I failed the challenge, even though there's no way I could have completed it. It's just how it is. It's a little bit of the ways that the randomness can screw you over time. We've gone through the challenges of the area. Sorry, one. Sorry, I've been talking so long, my throat it's having an issue. Plus, I haven't been drinking well right now while I've been trying to talk. But in general, we've got over just about everything in this area. There is a glitch area over here where you can kind of hide in, but if you do it a very certain way, I think it's right in here, you glitch out and they can't really damage you. There's also a couple more spots they have a hard time getting to you at. Honestly though, it's not very fun to just sit there, so I usually like just moving around and killing and moving and killing. But there are a couple glitch spots. We're not going to go over those because honestly I don't know where to do them, and that's more of a experienced expert level kind of thing. The last thing I'm going to go over is the order I like to do the hives in, and just about everybody I play with likes doing these in the same order. So if you do happen to be an engineer, go ahead and do them in this order, and I don't think anybody is going to be mad at you. You're going to want to do this hive first. If you're all in this area, the rhino is going to pop up right here. The next one you're going to want to do is either this hive is going to be up or this hive is going to be up. Do that one next. No rhino is going to spawn. It's going to be a little bit tough, but as long as you got as long as you got guys that are paying attention, you should pass that no problem. The next one everybody likes doing is this one up here, up in the cabin they call it. You always want to do this one third, or everybody likes doing this one third. This one's always up. You come down here, the rhino's going to spawn almost towards the end of the round, like 3/4 of the way through. He's going to pop up right here in this little hole in the ground. Normally by this point you have somebody, one person can take care of the rhino at this point, so just let them deal with it. Everybody else get on that drill and watch the drill. I forgot one challenge. We're going to go over that once we get down this way. But let me show you this hive first, and then we're going to go over this challenge, because this challenge in this area is really tricky. Sorry for forgetting about that, but I forget things. I'm human. This hive is always up as well. So there's only one hive in this area that has that can be one of two different spots. It's that one. Will be either there or there. If this one's up, you can get around by going that way into this area, even though it doesn't seem like it, but you can. This one will always be up. Again, watch out, death, if you fall off that cliff. So just be careful. I'll have new moments. I'll fall off. It happens. You try not to, though. This area is kind of annoying because you're in a confined area. There's usually a lot of scorpion gas. A lot of people, a lot of the expert and experienced players will come up here and just stay up here and kill things, or come up here and kill things. But you are also going to have cryptid spawn all over the place from over there. None of these, except for this one up here, cryptids usually won't spawn behind you, but they will get behind you, get up on this bridge, they'll get up on here, get up on here. So there's none of these hives in this area are really good. You gotta watch your back on all of them, basically. That's what I mean to say. Then there's this one more hive you're gonna do in this area, and we'll get to that last challenge in a second. You have to complete all the other hives in the game, in this area, and in the game first. But once you complete all the other hives, you can drill this hive. This hive is not a barrier hive, but it does take forever for it to go down. And we have this trap here. A lot of people like using this trap in this area. Me, I usually forget to use the trap, but it is a really good trap to use. But if you're not a medic or you're not an engineer, you're going to have to be really careful staying down here. This is almost killing field. So you're going to have to be really careful if you're down here as a weapon specialist or tank that you don't fall down too much. If I'm a weapon specialist or tank, sometimes I'll go down in this area. It happens, whatever. I'm not that worried about it. That's where you spawn this trap. Now, back to the challenge that I missed out on. You may get a trap challenge in this area. This is the hardest trap challenge to complete because the only real beneficial trap in this area is this one right here. The strategy that I like to do, and it works really well, is you're gonna have two people wherever the drill's planted. Have two people stay up on that drill, cover the drill, make sure that drill doesn't go down. Have your other two people come down here, your engineer and somebody with armor, or at the very least feral. Have your engineer come down here, have your engineer set the trap, have two people over here. If you don't have two people over here, not very many of the cryptids will spawn over this way, but if you have two people over here, you may get, the cryptids it'll seem like a lot of them will spawn over there, but eventually they'll start spawning over here. So as soon as the round starts, you see it's a trap challenge, come down here, find a buddy, come down here, the other two people watch the drill. But come down here with your engineer and just keep running over this trap. You're going to take some damage. That's why I tell you want somebody with the armor down here. The scorpions are going to love sitting up here and attacking you. You're probably just going to have to shoot them. You're not going to really be able to aggro them onto the trap. Another thing that you don't want to do, although it seems like you would, is throw your flare down here. The problem is even if you throw your flare right here, they stand around it, not on top of it, so only a few of them are going to land in the trap, even if you throw your flare directly in the trap. So I'm going to tell you, do not throw your flare into the trap. Just go ahead and save your flare for later on. But if you get a trap challenge, that's your general strategy for doing this challenge. You gotta be on the ball, just like the sniper challenge, and take care of it as soon as possible. Once you're done doing this challenge, you can come back up here with your buddies and finish the rest of the map. But don't fret if right away the cryptids don't start spawning in there. Just give it a little bit of time. You should have enough time. Usually it won't happen on the first hive in this area. It'll wait till later on. It usually likes doing it for this hive right here or this one over here. Sometimes it'll do it for the cabin, although not as often. And it usually won't do it for that one. It almost seems to always happen for this hive in this hive that you'll get the trap challenge. So that's all the challenges in this area. Now I think we're going to go ahead and do some gameplay. I'm sorry if I kind of drift off. I do got to concentrate a little bit more in this area because I am not on easy, I am on normal. This one, like I said, is the money challenge. I already have $6,000, so I'm going to have no problem completing this challenge. I'm going to go ahead and put my vulture up. That's going to eat away at some of the money. And a little bit here, once I get back to max money, I'll throw some more. I'll throw me some ammo in a minute, no problem. We go ahead and turn this trap on just to waste some money. This one's pretty easy in this area. I'm just going to be waiting for that rhino to come up. I'm not really going to have a problem until that rhino pops up. And then it just depends on what else is going on. See, that's one of those spots. Those are the seekers. That's one of those spots those seekers like to pop up. And like I said, you can see these cryptids are coming from all over the place. There's no real good spot to be. That's why I don't like sitting in one spot and glitching out, because you just never know where they're going to come from. That right there is your scorpion. Those got the yellow backs. Those are the ones that shoot the green gas at you. Those ones are annoying. That little bit of a rare means that we're going to get some aliens, or that the rhino's going to spawn soon. Although on this one, it seems to take them quite a while after that to pop up. He's not popping up just yet. Yeah, there he is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he's already dead, and I didn't even use the full clip. That's how great this MR28 is. Like I said, this is an underrated gun. I really like using it. I'm not the best shot in the world, but I'm pretty decent. And it does quite a lot of damage. Let me throw some armor, even though I don't need it, and I'll go ahead and throw my vulture up, and challenge complete. Again, even though I got the skill point now, I'm not going to spend it because I'm in the middle of the round. And you can already tell, if you've played games, this hive is going down really fast. That's why I say, if you get the sniper challenge, you need to be on the ball and get it right away. Get 2 people on those sniper rifles at least right away. And if you're not a sniper, don't make any kills. Go down if you have to. Still a little bit of cleanup. There's your scorpion shooting the green gas. Me, I'm not being affected by that green gas because I am a medic and I upgraded right now. Right now we're going to show you the Panzerfaust is right there. There's nothing really in this area. No cryptid spawn in this area. There's the laptop if you buy the attack chopper. Although for the most part I find that to be a waste of money. Now that we're between rounds, I'm going to look. I'm not going to buy anything right now. I think the next thing I'm going to buy is that medic upgrade and then the vulture upgrade. And then eventually I might get to that 2-point buy 2 weapons. I almost did the... I just finished talking to you about the order I like doing these in, and I almost did it in the wrong order. And I missed. See, sometimes you can miss with the drill even. Most of the time it's because it's being weird. Alright, we got a shot accuracy in this area. I'm going to turn these traps on to help me out. I'm going to be shooting. I may fail this challenge. I think I've completed all my... Yeah, like I said, I'm not the best shot in the world. But in this area, I really can't melee and kill people and kill everything. So I'm going to be winding up shooting. Yeah, see the difference in the VK or the MR28? It just does so much damage. It's so underrated. These ones are your hunters. These ones are like scouts. They're a little bit tougher, although these guys are pansies with my MR28 fully maxed out with the arc and cryptid slayer ammo and all that. Again, one thing I find is a lot of people say, oh, if you spin while the drill is going, it'll repair it faster. That is a visual glitch. I haven't tested it myself, but I have seen other people test it in gameplay videos. So it's a visual glitch, don't worry about it. And me personally, I don't worry about that. Don't repair the drill and get the extra tooth, because I'd rather not risk losing out on 13, 14 teeth for 1 tooth. Because I have played with people that swear don't repair the drill, and the drill's died because of it. Right now we're doing pretty good for accuracy, so we shouldn't have a problem with this challenge. As long as I don't get swarmed. And as long as I keep that drill up on this second hive, everybody likes doing it in a certain order, but whatever hive you do whatever hive you do first, you will have a rhino spawn. Second, you won't. Third, you will. Fourth, you won't. And then that very last one, you will have a rhino, no matter what. That's why I like doing this one second. This is a little harder area to be in. So I don't like the rhino spawning while I'm in this area, because you are kind of confined a little bit. And with those scorpions and the gas, it can be kind of hard to stay alive if you're not medic. So that's why I think a lot of people don't like doing the drill when you're going to get the rhino in this section. So that one went pretty fast too. We're going to come up to the cabin. This one's going to be a little bit slower. It's going to be a little bit harder. We've already got a money challenge. We already got an accuracy challenge. We already got a leopard challenge. I'm not sure what this challenge is going to be. Melee a scorpion. This is a bad one for me to have right now, but luckily I have that flare that I've saved for quite a while. So as soon as I see a scorpion, crap, I might get lucky and he might die. No, he died from the fire first. I'm gonna wind up when I see a scorpion, I'm gonna throw down that flare. He's gonna be attracted to that flare. Now I'm gonna be able to wind up wherever. Oh, there's a scorpion right there. I'm gonna go and throw that flare where the oh, right there it is. Yep, he's gonna come around. He's gonna be like, ooh, fire. I'm gonna sit here and all day I'm gonna be able to melee him. He's not gonna run away. See, I've already got my 2 teeth for getting 10 challenges. That's an easy way to get some teeth. My drill's doing a little bit bad, but I'm gonna kill this guy on there. I'm gonna come back up here and this drill shouldn't have a problem. I'm gonna heal the drill and I'm gonna spin while I'm doing it, more because I have nothing else I can do. Not because it repaired the drill any faster, but because I have nothing else I can do. And hi guys, how you doing? Pull my vulture up. Now I think it's 3/4 of the way through. That rhino's gonna pop up. I'm gonna go down there and deal with him. This one's a little bit confined too. It's a little bit hard. But in general, I usually don't have a problem in this area unless you get a whole bunch of scorpions. Now, the good thing with this area is because it is, you have the walls kind of protecting you. It's a little bit harder to get swamped by those scorpions, so it's a little bit easier in this area versus down there in the hive before. It's a little easier to be up in this area because they can't shoot you from long shots like they could up down there. So it's gonna be a little bit easier to take care of these guys and to make sure you don't die. And pretty soon here we're gonna be getting the rhino. The screen's gonna shake. You're gonna hear a big groan, and then he's gonna pop up pretty quick after that. Come on, come on! There we go. And hopefully we'll get here in time to show you. Yep, he pops out right from there. And if you see, my arc is going back up there because there's something on the drill. Get off my drill. Throw some ammo. And we should be fine, so I'm not going to repair the drill. Although I'm a little bit worried, but I think I can kill them before they really get to it. So, yeah, at this point, I don't think anything can kill this drill before the end of the round. Throw some armor before the end of the round. That's an okay time to throw armor, to throw something is right before the end of the round, because you're usually going to get enough money to make up for it right as the round ends. Just be careful you don't throw it after the round ends, because then you're going to lose out on that money if you're max money. So you gotta go kind of quick. Move this over to that last hive before the final hive. It's kind of confusing for me to say it that way. Let me spend my 6 points real quick. This one is probably going to be the Don't Bleed Out challenge, and I might pull a new move and fall off the map. It happens. Drill health challenge. Okay, that's pretty easy. See, that's one area where they like coming from in this area. Another reason why I'm like doing the gameplay in this spot is this one. It's a little bit more random where these cryptids pop up, so you got to kind of pay attention to all sections around you, and you can kind of get a feel for what's going to be needed of you in the later areas. So that's a close look up on the hunter there. They see, even with my MR28 fully upgraded like this, they really only take 2 shots unless you miss, like I just did right there. But yeah, 2 shots, they're dead. That's why I think this gun is so underrated. I do have extended mags on this gun. Normally it's only 8 shots. Now it has 12 with extended. and it has a lot more. But even with those 8 shots, you're still going to be able to, on average, kill like 4 hunters. Even if you're a bad shot, 2 or 3. Whereas most guns, the AK-12, I swear it almost seems to take a full clip to kill most hunters. My voice is kind of going too, so I'm sorry if I lose it before the end of this this game here. But after watching these videos, you should be able to play a game, not have people pissed off at you because you watched my first video, the No Game to Noob. You should be able to know pretty much what you're doing and not have to have people babysit you. So you're going to go from noob to novice. What I consider a noob is someone that needs to be babysat, someone that is going to fall down more often than they should, someone that you're going to have to make sure to talk to all the time. They're going to fall down a lot. They're going to not complete the challenges. That's what I consider a noob. I will help noobs out. I'm doing these videos because I keep explaining this to every single noob. So hopefully now I can just point the noobs over to this video and tell them, hey, just watch this, and you'll know all the basics that you need to. And then from this point on here, it's just learning the maps and memorizing where things come out of, or at least in general know where they come out of, and being that decent. Alright, we're going to go ahead and plant this last drill here. Let me spend my 2 points. Oh yeah, spend on any challenge again. Sometimes you will have that happen twice in this area. It's fun when that happens. This one I'm going to have no problem whatsoever spending all that money. If you play it in multi... Oh, crap. There we go. One thing that is a bit of a glitch, I swear, is if you throw armor and it doesn't land before... Why am I not healing up very fast? There we go. If you throw armor and it doesn't land before you take enough damage for you to go down, you'll go down, even though you have full armor. When you get back up, you'll have that full armor. But it is kind of glitch, so make sure you're paying attention. Throw that armor right before you need it, not when you need it. This one I gotta pay a little bit more attention to. I've got some downs, so I think I'm okay. But this is a harder area, and this hive takes forever for it to go down. Spend a little bit more money. Where I'm not pulling that trap up. They're also pretty. There's also seems to be quite a few of them more than normal. But if you have an engineer, they keep popping that trap. This won't seem as bad as this actually is right now. I'm not so worried about it. I'm a casual expert player, but I'm an expert player, so I might go down, but if I do, it's probably just because I'm not paying full attention to my health. Again, you can just see where that MR28 is. I think it's underrated. It's a lot better than what people think it is. Because if you're a halfway decent shot, you know, how many cryptids have I just killed with one clip? Yes, it had extended, but it was still one clip without much of a problem. Bye-bye vulture. You see those rockets, those are real fun. You hear that whoosh, boom. Those are going as fast as they are because of the extended vulture teeth upgrade. We're going to have the rhino come up here in a second. He pops up right there. He's going to be a pansy right now because I'm crazy uber good. Well, at least by now you've upgraded enough to the rhinos shouldn't worry you at all. We're still only about halfway through this drill. This one takes forever. That's why if you get the spend money challenge on this one, you don't even have to worry about it. You're just naturally going to get to the point where you're going to spend on this one. If you get the spend money, it's going to be like $20,000, but you're probably going to get that no problem. This one, it's only 6 because I'm playing solo. They scale down the challenges if you're playing solo to make them a little bit easier. Oh crap, I'm almost out of ammo. Haha. In solo, they scale down the challenges to make them a little bit easier, because otherwise some of the challenges would be pretty hard for you to do as a solo. Especially where only about half the cryptid spawn as normal when you're playing a solo match versus a multiplayer or custom match. So if you're trying to do the melee scout challenge, it's normally 15 scouts. That's a lot to ask. If there's less scouts than normal, and from a single player, especially if they're not playing as a tank. Let me pull up my vulture. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to repair. Again, I personally don't care about not repairing the drill. I'd rather not risk the teeth for a tooth. One thing one of my old bosses said that makes a whole lot of sense, and I'm sure it's an axiom, it's a saying from somewhere else, is don't worry about dollars, or don't worry about pennies when you're chasing dollars. In other words, don't worry about the little stuff as much when you're really more concerned about the 13, 14, 15 teeth for completion. Don't worry about that one tooth. Again, like I said, if you're playing with a match, and sorry if you're rehashing multiple times on certain things, but it is important. Again, if you're playing matches and people care, listen to what they're saying. You're the one that has to play with them, not me. If you do wind up playing with me, I'm going to tell you, hey, repair the drill. I don't give a fuck. Sorry for the F-bomb. Again, this is my channel. I'm going to throw F-bombs and S-bombs and whatever occasionally. I'm going to try to avoid them, but it happens. Now we've got that hive completed. I've got some Hypno Knives I'm going to go back up and get. And you're going to see my strategy for if you're doing this alone, what to do with your Hypno Knives. This won't work all the time, but it will work 60% of the time. This will work 100% of the time, as what's his name tends to say. Throw some. I have enough money. Yes, I have enough money. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go buy the chainsaw just because it's fun. Although, as you can see, this is my second primary weapon. It does not have the arc on it. The arc is still on this MR28. So this does not have any upgrades at this point. I'm going to go all the way back here, and this is going to suck, but I think I'm going to even keep going further. After that last hive, you're going to have as long as you need. And this is also good too. See where that says bomb? Everybody has to go over there and hold X, and then that'll start the nuke. Then you have to keep running this way. You'll see it when I do it, but there's going to be a blockade here. Near where the first barrier hive is. So one of the techniques I do is there's a Hypno Knife there, and I do believe I left my other Hypno Knife right over here, and I'm right. So as I'm coming through, I'm going to Hypno Knife one of the first rhinos, and then when I get into this area, I'm going to Hypno Knife another one. I'm going to have 2 rhinos. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have dueling buddies fighting for me. Over here, I know I have... Oh no, I didn't buy the ammo yet. So I know I have an arc laying down right there. I'm going to pick this up. And I got me an arc on the chainsaw, and that one's just fun. I got 2 points left. I'm going to put it into my shield, and that's probably why some of this has been... Oh, now I don't have enough for ammo. That's one of the Noob moments I have. But now I don't have enough to throw down ammo for that chainsaw I just bought. Stupid me. But I forgot to have my my riot shield up. That riot shield up will protect your back. You'll forget how much it protects you until you run a match without it, and then you're like, why am I taking so much damage? Why is this so much harder than normal? Oh wait, it's because I forgot to keep my riot shield up on my back. So there's lots of little upgrades and abilities like that will help you out. You'll forget that they're helping you out until you run a match without them. Just like toughness, Seaver explosion, protection, and there's a few other ones. Now, when you get to this point, this drill, sometimes it'll glitch out and it'll act like it's still drilling, but that stays there. We're done with the drill. We're only going to activate this bomb. I'm going to show you a little funny little thing right here. I like showing as many people as I can. Come over to this laptop, And if you let's see, if you look down at it, look at how those keys are laid out. That is not how any laptop keys are laid out. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. You got ABC 3, GHI 6, ABCDF, GHI. What the who the fuck had this out there? And then God knows what keys are down there. I just like pointing that out to people, and they're always like, what the fuck? When they see that. Now at this point, when somebody runs feral, they're going to throw it down. You're going to hit this bomb. You're all going to run off. I don't have feral, so I'm just going to hit this bomb and run like a motherfucker. I'm going to run like IO child support, as I like saying. Sorry about that, guys. I did that at the exact wrong time. Alright, you are now my buddy. You get the money for the rhinos that you hypno knife, even though you don't technically kill them, because I guess they are considered dead. The good thing with the rhinos is when you kill a rhino, everybody's going to get the money for that rhino. They're really good to get. Make sure if a rhino pops up, make sure you're not at max money, because it gives you 1,000 money. Now at 305, if I remember correctly, this barrier is going to go down. We're going to be able to keep going further from there. He's going to go up. He's going to aggro some other guys. I'm going to tweak out, and yep, there he is there. He's going to kill that guy. I'm going to pick up that hypno knife. And look! You can see that rhino way back there, that rhino up here. He doesn't usually wait way back there. He'll come up here. Now I have 2 rhinos fighting on my side. Those are the only 2 rhinos that are going to spawn. Well, there's going to be more spawning in the next area, but honestly, in the next area, you don't even want to bother kill anything. Just run. Just run. Just run. This area, it can be a little hard at times, although when you have 4 players, it's usually pretty easy. You don't usually have enough... if you have people that know what they're doing, you usually don't have enough scorpions to be that much of a problem. But if you don't have a hypno knife or rhino, if you don't have 2 people with it, and having those rhinos, it can be a little bit hard. At 216, I think that apparently this one goes down. And then in this area, just run, just run, just run. Don't do anything else, just run. If you run out of stamina, stop, keep walking fast for a second. Right now my riot shield's taking care of people. When I get close, I'm going to pop my thing. I'm going to get in here before the helicopter's actually there. And with 155 I still had on the clock, I'm going to get a platinum for this because I completed all challenge and everything. You'll see in a second here. I'm hoping I'm getting 14 teeth for this, but I might only get 12. It's not 100% what you're going to get for teeth for each match, because some of them are available and some of them I really don't. It's not 100% confirmed every single little thing that'll get you teeth, but the most of them are pretty well known. Yeah, that one I got 525 kills. If you like how many bullets I used, that's the other really funny thing with the MR28. I didn't even use 3 bullets for every cryptid that was killed. Now keep in mind, any cryptids that were killed with traps or with my vulture, those aren't going to count for your bullets used. But I think it's pretty hilarious when you have less than 2 bullets used for each cryptid. Sometimes when I'm running engineer, that'll happen if I run the MR28. Yeah, so I got 13 teeth for this round. It was a pretty decent round. I didn't run any relics because I was playing solo. Once I get double class, I might run these with some relics. But honestly, at that point, I don't need the teeth, so I don't really give a crap. The level 31 means that I am max prestige. I can't gain any more experience, so I need 0 experience to gain the next level. Even though you still gain the experience. You go over to this here. This will tell you your revives, repairs, and downs. And how many kills you had, your score. Me, I'm not so much a score runner, so I don't care about the score so much. But for each relic you run, you're going to get a better score. Personally, I'm more concerned about just getting the 11 to 13 or 14 or 15 teeth for playing the map and finishing the map. But anyway, that should get you through your noob part. aside from just getting used to things, that's going to teach you everything you know not to be a liability to the people you're playing with. So if you watch my first video, the No Game to Noob, and you watch these two other ones, you're going to jump on, you're going to be a noob, but you're going to have a microphone, you're going to be listening to people, you're going to be talking with them. They're going to hear that you know what you're doing, and they're probably going to be willing to help you get through these maps. Thanks guys for watching. Again, these episodes are more meant for noobs, but if you want to go back and watch these, because there may be one or two tricks and tips you may or may not know, you can go back through and watch these. Maniacs on pretty much everything, I think, on YouTube. It's Maniacs on Twitch and on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm pretty much just keeping that to the auto updates from Twitch. And sorry, sometimes it's going to spam you because every once in a while I'll try and broadcast and it won't. It'll say I'm lagging and it'll screw up, so I'll have to stop and restart. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really hope to see you around playing. I really hope this community doesn't completely die off, but I assume it will at some point. I'd like to at least get to my double class before that does, though. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Maniacs. That's my gamer tag. I'm pretty much Maniacs on everything. Have a good one and see you around.